Okay, hello. My original video that I made recently was about the issues on Twitch with bots and the technical problems that are associated with that. And I'm going to make a important video today. We're going to have a talk together about a bigger issue that I have been summoned back for, like Gandalf, to talk about regarding the idea of protests on Twitch. Most recently, as of the time of this recording, hashtag a day off Twitch and everything that kind of entails that. And if you see me moving my hands, you wonder why I've got all these band-aids. I fell off a scooter on the way here. Okay, I was holding a water bottle. I let go of the water bottle, which caused me to let go of the scooter, and then I fell. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever done. So that's what this is. Okay. Anyway, it's not important right now. What's important is a very serious subject. Okay, I've seen a lot of people cover this. Recently, I've been watching a lot of videos from some of the bigger people that are covering this. I don't think anybody really has the right idea, so we're going to try to have the right idea. We'll see. Before that, if you are liking these kind of talks or things like that, I cover all kinds of issues in the digital media industry. Toss a subscription, but I've been talking enough, so I just want to get right to it. So, what is the most recent... What is the purpose of this video? Well, we're going to talk about protesting in a correct way that gets things done. And what's going right now and what's going wrong, because I'm particularly passionate about this issue, right? I am now 3 months off of Twitch because I disagree with the take that they have on gambling broadcasts, which I think are very harmful to the majority of creators, and as well as Twitch itself, for reasons I've listed before. And I also am against the over-sexualization of content, mostly, which I think harms female creators and also harms the platform as a whole from an ads perspective. So I have been off this for a while. The hashtag a day off Twitch movement is a new thing, and we'll kind of get into it. I should say, if there's one thing that I think this is about, it started with this idea of hate raids, which are these raids from bots which seem to target marginalized creators and spam all kinds of really terrible stuff. And bot raids have been a thing on the platform for a long time. I've gotten bot raided more times than I can count. And so there's a central consensus that needs to be fixed from a technical standpoint, which is why I made a video about that being really difficult to do. And then that's kind of ballooned into something bigger, which is that Twitch is not really utilizing tools to handle marginalized creators or solve any problems at all, which I agree with. So that kind of all got together with this person, Wreck-It Raven, and then a couple other people. I think Lucia tweeted me and said, "Hey, I appreciate you, but I think you might have missed some points about what we're trying to accomplish here." So I believe that Lucia is one of the people who is also organizing this. And I heard that. So a lot of people sent me messages asking for me to make a video about about protesting on Twitch. And I've seen a lot of like really weird and like bad takes on this kind of. So I guess I'll go over those first. Busting out, of course, the notepad. Okay. A little bit too big of a font, isn't it? This is the thing we can control on Notepad, so we have to be very good about it. And if I type slower again, I fell off a frickin' scooter, so it's going to be a little bit slower today. So I've seen some of the bad takes on protesting. Okay, one, and this is the one that everybody knows, is we shouldn't protest because we're too small and no one cares. Everybody is attributing this take to Asmongold. I don't think Asmon spoke well. I also am aware that when you're on a stream and you're just spitballing, it's so easy to even misrepresent yourself, which he probably did. Like I think that at the brass tacks of it, if you were to corner him on this, I don't think he would say that smaller groups of people don't matter. That would seem like it would be a really weird take from him. I don't think that he presented his issue very well. And if that is his position, that like, oh, don't ever protest because you're too small and nobody will care. I mean, that's obviously a terrible take, right? Every single person should have a voice, no matter how small. And it's how we direct that voice that makes an impact, which is the topic of what I want to discuss today. So I don't like this idea of like, we shouldn't protest because we're too small or nobody cares. Like, that's not a good argument. And I'm not necessarily attributing Asmongold to that argument. I know what he said. I mean, I watched the clip, but at the same time, I also know the man, and I don't think that he would take that position if he had known the full implications of it. So a little bit of defense on his part. Not saying that. What sucks though is that like when you are someone that's like the number one person on Twitch and you say something like that, you ostracize so many people from feeling like they have a voice, and that's what sucks. So I feel like he should take a lot more effort to realize that his platform is impactful in that way, and maybe should speak to that end. That's the real thing that I would challenge him on, is that he should take a much more proactive stance to realizing what his influence is on the platform, being the number one creator at the time of this recording, which, by the way, I think is true for the vast majority of people with platforms. I think they should all take more responsibility for that. But that's a separate talk. Okay, so that's a bad take. Number two is this won't do anything. Just leave Twitch. Lol. Or forehead. I don't like this take either, because there's 9.5 million broadcasters on the platform, thousands and thousands of them, and the majority of them that are participating in this movement are below 100 viewers. Twitch will not even notice anybody being gone. This is not the real way to damage Twitch. If you want to find out the real way to damage Twitch, just wait a couple of minutes in this video and we'll be going over it. I'll let you know. Because I don't like this like just leave Twitch thing or whatever. That this doesn't really have an impact on Twitch, and most of the people that are broadcasting in the lower view ranges are not making Twitch any money, which has been brought up by other creators and other YouTubers. This is a situation where Twitch pays a lot through AWS for their server costs. It costs a lot of money to run Twitch, so a person that is encoding at 5 viewers is not making Twitch any money, because the engineering that is required to get that broadcast viewable across the entire world is substantially financially reductive compared to, I'm saying this overly complicated. It costs more money for Twitch to do that than for whatever you're making them, right, in the 5 or 6 subs you have. So these are not things that we can do. So let's talk about how a company like Twitch, or let's talk about how Twitch works. So, as I say often, I run an agency. Our agency, Novo, is one of the largest agencies that interfaces with Twitch and YouTube. And we have direct points of contact at Twitch who I talk to every week, oftentimes about issues, and multiple different departments. I've had a direct contact to Twitch since CLG in 2015, so it's safe to say I've had basically weekly meetings with Twitch executives, ranging from the partnership managers to VPs and executives for about 6 years. So I know how to talk to Twitch. And I'm going to tell you what is working and what isn't, and hopefully kind of collect some perspective. And then we're going to kind of get into like this current movement a little bit as an example. So first of all, let's look at how many employees does Twitch have. Twitch has 5,947 employees right now, according to this website. And that's also confirmed by LinkedIn and Glassdoor, which kind of say similar things. Okay, that's an incredible amount of people, right? And within that group, we can immediately eliminate a good amount of people that are just engineers, who I can tell you just don't know what's going on. They have no idea. I would be unbelievably surprised if the engineers know about the hate raid situation. Like, as they would know about bots, and they would know about the implications of what bots can do. It's highly unlikely that the majority of Twitch employees working on the content delivery network side is what we call it, CDN, which means like the ability to get you a live stream. Most of them don't know. So I would venture to say that the vast majority of people at Twitch are not involved in this at all, or have no knowledge of it. And it would really surprise you how little knowledge some of those people have about the platform in general. For example, I have talked to engineers who do not know what moderators are in chats, because they are just in the weeds of a full stack or front end or back end particular thing that involves Twitch getting connected across the world. This is a huge amount of employees. So the first thing to do is when you're thinking about a company like this, is realize that there is an omega bureaucracy here. Of the people that can even help you, every one of them has different, what we call KPIs, or key performance indicators. So they have things that are attached to their job that make them accountable to certain things, maybe accountable to things that are not even relevant to what you want. And they also have certain powers, and some lead teams of 3 to 4 people. Some have massive executive oversight. Even they are limited because they can only direct people in a certain direction. So even the CEO or COO, like Sarah of Twitch, would be limited in many ways because they might be able to say, hey, we need to help marginalized creators, but they would rely on a project manager or someone to be able to determine that. So this is a very hard problem to solve at a 6,000 person level. And this is often why you don't see things happen at Twitch, or you see them come very slowly, because they end up dropping into this sort of washing machine of bureaucracy, and you can't do anything about it. It just rolls around and nothing happens, and it sucks. So I'm going to tell you that a lot of these movements are not going to make a difference because they haven't followed any of the steps that you would really approach from an executive standpoint to approach one of these companies. And this is also true of many different movements made by the public, and why they don't ultimately do anything. So today we're going to talk about how you would talk to a company like in a way that a company would understand. And we're going to start by, I'm going to give you, I think, 3 or 4 ways that we could do this in a way that's actually going to be effective. So the very first problem with something like a day off Twitch is that immediately the hundreds of people that participate in this all have their own agenda for what should happen. Some people feel like marginalized creators should be treated better or should be addressed in a different way. Some people feel like we should try to eliminate bots altogether and approach technical solutions. Some people feel like just have a general anger at Twitch for banning their favorite streamer, and they want to stick it to them. The problem with what Asmongold got wrong is that it's not that a bunch of people are too small and no one cares. It's that the amount of possible voices that have to be sorted through are too vast. It's actually like you have too much of one, too many voices, that there's no actionable solution that can be found from that. Okay, so this is one of the really big problems with this, and so. The very first thing you need to do is you need to get a consensus, okay? That means this is before you even reach out to Twitch is here. And then this is after. Getting a consensus means you need to find 1 to 3 bullet points, which are objective changes that you want to see and can get a group of people behind. If you do this, it doesn't even matter. Like the whole small creator thing, if you had 20 people that were down for this, or even like 30 or 40, and they targeted Twitch in the way that I'm going to teach you here, you'd make a difference, I think. It's not about how many people there are. It's about how organized you are, okay? So like, get into consensus and find 1 to 3 people. You'll notice that they've on the day off Twitch thing, which I think this is like the center piece of this particular movement, and I'll address this in a second. They did this, right? They have 4 bullet points. This is great. This is super awesome. I don't feel like a lot of the people who have jumped on this are really understanding that this is what we should focus on. And as a result, this might get lost in like the numerous voices that are wanting 2 billion things, other things. So second thing you do is you get a POC, that's a point of contact. Wreck-It Raven, who's organizing this, mentioned that she has a meeting with Twitch staff soon, which is good. So they've gotten a point of contact. And this is a responsible party that can engage you and the leaders of the movement on these issues. And then 3, establish a timeline and expectations, KPIs. This is mutually. Okay? So I want to address a couple of these goals. So, for example, because oftentimes people approach these goals in ways that companies cannot, they basically cannot activate on. They can't make these things happen. So, Twitch, number 1, Twitch needs to hold a roundtable with a group of marginalized creators who have been affected. So that way, open and honest discussion could lead to creation and implementation of proactive tool sets. This is a cool idea, and but I don't think it would work for what they want it to be. A lot of people have brought up the Twitch Safety Council, which was a group of people that I said from the very beginning was going to do absolutely nothing, and we're a year later, and I was right. Okay, and the Twitch Safety Council was literally this. It was a group of creators and experts brought together with the objective of addressing some of these issues and building better tools and implementing things. The reason it didn't work is because of the reasons above that I've explained. It's that nobody held them to accountability. Nobody held them to bullet points. I know, I personally know Co-Carnage and Zizarin, who are two members of that, and they tried really hard. And I think Zizarin even made some progress, which is just a miracle, but just how hard the man works. But it's just, when you're running up against, like, you have to understand that getting a point of contact at Twitch is just like a PM that has like no decision making. They're going to end up just running you through corporate speak, right? Like, and I'll do it for you right now because I'm an executive. I could do it really easily. Yeah, this issue of marginalized creators is super important to our company, and we really hear you on this. We're working on some implementation of some changes, and we think that within a short amount of time, we can actually get something on paper that will look really good for you, and we'll start moving forward towards this issue, because this is a real problem. We've been talking about it in the office, and we've been really concerned about it. These are things that we really need to address as a company. We haven't been good enough at approaching. Okay, like, I just gave you a line that will make you happy for 1 to 2, 3 months. I don't know how long, until you come back and I can give you another BS line. It takes me 5 seconds to do, and then I can go get my coffee and go to my 5-star San Francisco chef who is cooking for me in my kitchen, and I can go laugh about this later. That's what I'm going to do, because nobody is holding me accountable to anything, and nobody is saying, okay, like, the way you respond to that is you say something like, okay, well, what time frame and what changes? Because here again are the 3 things that we want. Right? These are the 3. Are these achievable? And what time frame can you tell me that? This is how you engage somebody at a company like that, because you guys are getting dodged. You're getting dodged by people who can out negotiate you, and that's what's going to happen every time. You can't go, like, it's an executive's job to find a way to either not do work or to direct other people to do that work. And I'm very good at this. Those people are amazing at it, because I work in small companies where we actually have to get stuff done. They work in a 6,000 person company where if they don't get something done, nobody even knows. So it'd be so hard to actually approach these people. You really have to hold them to things over and over again. So getting a POC is good, but it won't establish anything without timelines and expectations. And this is where I see a lot of people fail. This is where the Twitch Safety Council failed, because it was a group of marginalized people. There are at least 2 people on this team, Cup and Noodle and Steph, who are, and then a lot of other people who represent diversity in a lot of different ways. I would argue that Zizarin is marginalized because he plays Path of Exile, and anybody... That's a joke. I'm sorry. It's a tough game to stream. And if he's watching this, he'll get a kick out of it. It was worth it for the 15 seconds. Okay. So this is a representation of a lot of different types of creators, including people that are large broadcasters and people from weird communities like Path of Exile, and also people from all over the place. It was an attempt at this. It isn't working, and it doesn't work because a focus group of people need to hold Twitch accountable through objectives and KPIs. Okay, so that's the issue here, right? What's a way better example of something like this? Well, I like the idea of, here's something, right? Let's say we want X budget, right? So let's say $1 million, right? Led by Y person, so our POC, for example, accountable to this time frame for marginalized creators, and we want X results, right? It's like I always say when I used to do personal training, if you have a goal like, I don't want to be fat, okay, that's an okay goal. But how about I want to lose weight? That's a better one. I want to lose weight doing something that I really enjoy. I want to lose 15 pounds in 3 months. I want to lose 5 pounds in 1 month, right? See, the more specific that you get a goal, the better you can communicate that goal, the better you can actually talk to people and communicate that. And so you got to get as specific as possible. And I love the idea of a budget for marginalized creators solving a lot of these issues or supporting marginalized creators. Facebook does it, and they're phenomenal at it. They have a people of color program that is very successful and elevates a lot of creators on Facebook. And it blows my mind that Twitch has these kind of things internally, but they don't really broadcast them or advocate them or bring in the community on them. So this is something that Twitch could do a lot better, right? But that's an example of something you can just like objectively hold somebody to. Having getting like a group of people together for a discussion even if you succeed in this goal, what Twitch will do is they'll assign some low-level PM to you who will talk to you in the way that I talked to you a couple minutes ago, and they'll make you feel like you're being heard, and you're not. Trust me, it's not going anywhere. It might be in a report that somebody doesn't read to whoever their VP is or director of their department. Okay, proactive protections that could be implemented are enabling creators to choose the account age of prospective chatters, adding an accept or deny button that mods can use to monitor incoming raids, requiring two-factor for all accounts, etc. Okay, this is a good change, especially if it's toggle. I don't want to get into technical solutions because I just made a video about that, but just suffice to say that the more difficult that you make it for people to sign up for accounts or register on Twitch. So if you make it mandatory for two-factor authentication, for example, to be registering an account on Twitch, Twitch will never do this because they will heavily reduce the number of people that sign up for new accounts. And I saw from a lot of the comments of my previous technical video that a lot of people didn't understand this. And they said, well, Devin, you can just view Twitch as a guest or unregistered user. What does that matter? Well, because getting an account on Twitch is a step of adoption in the sales funnel, and the registered account indicates that somebody might be willing to commit further. Maybe they'll link their Amazon account. Maybe they'll link other accounts. It's every commitment you can get to a user going on the website and being a part of the website is good. It's good. And you want to encourage users to get more and more into the platform so that they can sub, so that do things like that. You do something like two-factor authentication or verified phone numbers or something like that. It's going to limit so many people from joining the platform. And this is something that Twitch will never do because their number one focus is the same as the number one focus of any tech company, which is they want to they want to bring on users. That's user acquisition, right? Remove the ability to attach 3 accounts to verified emails. Could you even do this? It's actually crazy they have that ability. Absolutely make this change. What? It's a super easy technical solution. I can see no reason why not to do it. It's crazy. And provide us with transparency and timeframes for implementing these tools. So great. Okay. So to give credit where credit is due, this is actually the most organized protest with actual bullet points that I've ever seen. It's not going to work right now for the reasons I've listed above, but and I think one of my one creator mentioned that the sort of the fundamental idea of the protest, which is taking a day off Twitch, won't actually work. It would be much better. So let's talk about some fun stuff. How do you actually damage Twitch? Okay, because it's not leaving the platform. There's way more people that will replace you, and it's not leaving the platform for a day and stopping streaming. As many creators have covered, this will do nothing. But we'll just kind of cover how to actually damage them. Well, the number one way is cancel your subs. Go to Patreon. Encourage or whatever. Encourage your users to go to another sub platform and support you. By the way, you collect 92% of the profit here, whereas on Twitch, you lose 50% because Twitch is 50-50 for most affiliates and partners. So if you want to really stick it to Twitch, go set up a sub for $5 on Patreon, make 80% more money, and then cancel your sub so you're not supporting the platform, and encourage all of your viewers to do thus, because that's an actual revenue hit. You leaving the platform for a day just gives Twitch a rest on server costs. It doesn't do anything. So if you want to cancel subs in your community and have them support you somewhere else, that's a good start, right? And I've set up a Patreon as well. Well, it's in the process of being set up to do exactly that, so that people can cancel their subs on my channel while I'm boycotting and get the exact same benefits, of actually even more. So cancel your subs, actually hit them with revenue. Okay. Secondly, what is this whole thing about stopping streaming? Okay, stopping streaming saves them money. Let's set up streams for 12 hours. No, for 24 hours, leave OBS on and broadcast the bullet points you want changed. Okay, that costs Twitch money. It costs them server costs. And if you do it and you get enough people on board, it'll really make a difference, because you'll go search by directory and you'll see a ton of channels with this one message on there. And that's how you show a company that you're organized and that you're serious. If there's a million different voices and there's no way to numerically detect unless everyone does it, I guess, like how many people left the platform, even if it's, I'd say 5 to 10,000 creators that get together and leave the platform for a day. There's no real numerical way to measure that for Twitch. There's like, they won't see it just with how many daily broadcasters they have and users. That's a blip on statistics. It won't do anything. But if everybody sets up streams for 24 hours or 48 hours, and since you're willing to not stream anyway, right? Well, then just leave your stream up, charge them server money, and then put up your broadcast bullet points that you want changed. And then leave it up there. That'd be cool, right? And then, by the way, encourage your whole community to cancel subs. So if they see a reduction of 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 subs, and then, I don't know, 500 streams that are broadcasting this message, that's going to suck. And they're going to want to do something. So the current way that this is set up is just not going to make a difference. But a lot of people, I think, are talking about this like, this doesn't make a difference because you don't matter, you know? No, you do matter. Everybody matters. And this subject matters too. I think that Twitch hasn't done enough for marginalized creators for a long time. I think they haven't done enough to fix their platform. That's why I'm boycotting it. I've personally boycotted it. I've left Twitch for 3 months. I left $10,000 to $15,000, about $12,000 on average a month on Twitch in my sub and tip revenue. I left that on the table and I didn't replace it. I don't have any of that money back because I didn't agree with the platform. And I knew that I wouldn't make any difference doing that. I knew that I wouldn't make any difference doing that. And I'm making much more of a difference going directly to Twitch and following my own advice and getting POCs and establishing timelines and expectations and trying to change things. And than I would be if I was on the platform complaining about it. So I would encourage everybody else to do this. And the thing is, like, there's nothing wrong with getting together a community and saying, yo, like, we have a serious problem with the way things are going, because I'm right there with you. And I agree with all of these points that have been made. I don't think, I just want to present solutions. I haven't seen a single larger creator do this. I haven't seen a single creator do this, but I haven't seen a single larger creator do this. It feels like most of the people that are making videos about this are kind of just like coming on and patronizing small creators for like being dummies. And I don't like that. I think people have like legitimate issues that should be listened to. I just want people to get together in an actual productive way that can then make this platform better. Because please, like, make this platform better so that I can actually enjoy broadcasting on the platform and come back myself. I'm on that side of things. And I feel like if there was an effort at an organized, bullet-pointed, objective way to create a budget or to remove particular tools, whatever that is, right? I think that would make a lot more progress than what we've got going now. But for these organizers, they did a fantastic job so far of doing this. I think it's just the difficulty is like herding cats at this point to try to get people on this particular movement. So when this topic inevitably comes up again, because it will over and over again, right? I hope that people that are thinking about the next way to sort of stick it to Twitch will try to apply some of these methodologies, and maybe we can actually get some real change done in the organization. I can tell you that, and the last thing I'll leave you with is that there are actually a lot of people within Twitch that actually care, believe it or not. A lot of people that actually care. I've talked to everyone from trust and safety to people on partnerships to engineers to every single department I've ever seen, even financing and accounting, who have nothing to do but processing payments, care about a lot of the issues that people are bringing up, but they don't have the individual ability to change those things. They don't have the ownership. They don't have the knowledge. They don't even know who they would go to. They're showing up to work every day to accomplish their specific KPIs. We tend, as a group of creators, to think about Twitch like Twitch is a person, but it's not. It's 6,000 people going to work every single day trying to make this platform work, all with different dreams, all with different objectives, all with different hopes for the future, all with different opinions, right? There's some people that are at Twitch, they'll be like, we do enough for marginalized creators. We don't need anything here. We've tried a safety council. It didn't work. There'll be other people that are like, this is a huge problem. We need to address it. There'll be other people that are like, yeah, I want to establish a budget. I've been pushing for that for months, right? Like finding these POCs, finding these points of contact, these people that align with your positions within Twitch, and then giving them sets of objectives that a community can stand behind and actually support is the way to is the way to actually have a small chance to enact change in Twitch. But ultimately, and this is my final message on this subject, and probably one of the most important, that I feel like a lot of people didn't get from my video that I made on hate raids. You have to take individual ownership of these issues. You cannot ever expect Twitch as a platform to solve your problems. That's just the way it is. And it's the way it is in all of life. This is a quote from Gary Vaynerchuk, right? The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care. The market will always be what the market is. You, as an individual person, if you care about something, if you want to make a change, you have to do it yourself. You have to diversify your income. You have to change the way that you approach content creation. You have to consider other alternatives like YouTube or like live streaming in another place. You have to take the steps for yourself to take ownership of your problem. It is great if a platform comes along and helps you. It's great if you get some acknowledgement, but ultimately, no one is going to pull you out of the mud. You got to drag yourself out. It's just the way it is. It's just how it is. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. I understand that it's not fair, that people deserve better, but the reality is it's a might makes right world. And you have to take personal accountability and ownership of what you want to change. And as much as possible, own the means to doing that. Do not rely on anybody else to change your circumstances, ever. You have to take that power into your own control. And part of the first step of that is realizing that you have it. All right? So that's my video on this, okay? And we can reference this every time that there's another protest on Twitch. But thank you very much for hearing me out, and I hope that this has been helpful. That's why I make these videos. I'm not trying to attack anybody or anything. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with what's going on right now. If you like these videos, toss a subscription to my channel. That's all I really ask. And yeah, that's it. I'll be on Discord too. I'm usually on my discord.gg/Devin. So if you can catch me there pretty much 24/7. The chat moves slow enough that I almost always read every message. So thank you very much for coming out for this video. We'll see you again next time.